I would love to know how to fix that. All right. Hello. I can't hear the deck talk because Bluetooth
Wesley
is
Nixon
stupid.
subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 43 months. End of line.
But I'll try to remember to look at the donations things. So, yeah. I don't know. I genuinely, I have no idea why. My headphones will not pair to my transmitter. So, yeah. Just gonna go ahead and leave those there. Anyway, last time was a laptop. It's not that this time. I don't know what happened. So there's like two buttons on the headphones. I held the wrong one to shut them down. It beeped and then it like didn't reconnect to the laptop. So I restarted the laptop. Then it reconnected to the laptop. But now it's not connecting to the
End of line.
I wonder. Hold on, I have an idea. I'm wondering if maybe the volume lowered. Because I think it can be set independently. Not 100% sure. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try something. All right. Turning on the transmitter. Double tapping for, I think, pairing mode. Powering up the headphones in pairing mode. Okay. Transmitter is still flashing. Transmitter has stopped flashing, and then I never heard anything from the headphones. The headphones are making sounds for like turning on and stuff. I don't know. You know what? I give up. Stupid headphones. Stupid Bluetooth. Anyway. All right, Wesley, thank you for the Prime sub and for 43 months. I appreciate that. Dziak, thank you for the Prime sub and for 31 months there. All right. Get one of the Retro FM headphones. That would be kind of nice, actually. I keep looking for like ye old-fashioned sharper image wireless FM headphones or something, the ones that aren't to like that are just analog, because I think that would be
Steve Sopman
nice.
subscribed
But
at
also,
tier
on the
1.
other hand, I
They've
want
subscribed for 45 months,
open
currently on
ear
the
bone
45
conduction for
month
here.
streak.
So,
And
all right.
would say something
So
clever
here's the
here, but
objective
don't know
today.
if Shelby will hear
I
it
went
on
through the
Phantom
small form
Line.
factor PCs that I got. There were 4 of them ish. One of them's like small, but not small form factor. These 2 are actually usable. So we're gonna install plain Jane Debian on one of them, and then the other one I really would like to install Windows XP on for weird reasons, but that's a different problem. So if you missed what was going on last time, so we have my CD disk changer robot there, and it has problems with KDE and GUIs trying to access the disk drives continuously. At least I think that's what it is. I might be wrong, and this will all be wasted effort, but I don't know. We'll find out. So I'm hoping putting a headless Debian on one of these computers will make it so that the machine operates more consistently. So our goal is to install a plain Debian on one of these, and then install PyDisk RIP and all the control software for the Alerotech Auto Robo whatever LS, and then see how that goes. So that's the objective here. You want to see the blue screen up close? Boom, there you go. Jump scared. Ah. So yeah. That will probably fix it. Yeah, that's my guess. That's the objective. What's the subjective? Thank you for the 100 bits, David. I can't hear the deck talk because Bluetooth is stupid. So, BSOD in the foreground. There we go. So yeah, we have capture for that. So all right. Just 1 second, because I need to clear the not Dell thing. You're gonna get to hear me be really ticked off at my KVM today, because it's super stupid. Oh my god. So dumb. So dumb. But that's how it goes. So all right. And clear all of that. Okay. All right. So it's just normal Friday with the KVM. I don't think I usually have issues with it, but this time it exasperated the problems. All right. So I'm going to bring up the controller for the stuff over there. Let's just do this for now as I walk through what all is going on. All right. Let me just rotate these screens around. Okay. See, something you can do while it's installing? I have no idea what you're talking about. And if it's Hydro Thunder, get lost. Okay. Relatively painless. Although I hate the installer GUI. I don't know what we're gonna do. I've never installed plain Debian. Anyway, so this one, this is a an i5 6500, okay? It's got 8 gigs of RAM, and it's a 3.2 gigahertz clock speed. This one, and I was really smart here, okay? When we went through and we tested all of these, I made a note to myself so I knew which ones to use, because this one is the good one. So that was the first one I looked at. So we're not going for Windows 7, I'm going for XP. But that's not what we're doing today. So for this, this already has Kubuntu on it, but I don't want the K part, and I don't really need any of the Ubuntu part. So we're just going plain old Debian. All right. Let's see. Have you ever considered just having normal problems? Nah, that sounds too boring. All right. So let me just bring out the ATEM controller. I was going to add ATEM support to my video routing tool this morning, but then that didn't end up working out. Is $2,300 for a single unit expensive? Times change. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I paid $1,600 for both of mine in one go. Like, so, I probably got a really good deal though, but it's still, yeah. Anyway, okay. So here's what we're doing. First things first, I have to switch the KVM over to blank. And then it switches back because it hates me. Okay, there we go. And then, okay, it's there. Now I turn on the computer and I spam F12. Then I go over to the IOD and I got to change it to use a different ISO. I had to switch to the not atomic keyboard because the atomic keyboard doesn't have F7. All right. Okay, I literally could not have been spamming F12 anymore. Okay, fine. Why don't I have a mouse? Did the stupid KVM not move the mouse and keyboard even though it moved the green LED? Is that what just happened? Have I been spamming it on the other thing? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, KVM. The K and the M do work better when I plug in USB. Fair enough. You win this round. In Denmark, they're probably more rare than in the US. Is that 2,300, what is it? I don't know, kroners or euro? Because that sounds even worse. I don't know if there's probably a way to do a UEFI reboot, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to spam F12. And then we're going to be annoyed when the KVM loses video signal for 1 microsecond and then switches over to the other thing. That was in USC. Okay. Oh, green. Dude, how? How? Ubuntu boot to EFI. You know, it'd be cool is if I plugged in networking, but I don't want to. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to actually, so I might as well. Because if I want to be able to pip install things, that will kind of be required. Don't get too excited to start installing updates. That's not what we're here for, computer. Low. No, we don't want that. Get that out of here. Okay. I said delete. KDE. I really hate that KDE is the best desktop environment because KDE is starting to rub me the wrong way too. Okay. What kind of Dell computer is it? Kind of garbage, like just whatever. It was free. I'll take that. Sudo su. Oh wait, I don't actually know the password. Somehow the password was incorrectly set. I don't know if caps lock was left on or something. I'm just gonna spam F12 like crazy. Do I use secure passwords? Not on stream. There we go. IO. Sure. Press F1 key to retry boot. Press F key to boot into setup. You can't see that because it's behind the camera thing. Whoa. What? I/O. What is I/O? Hold on. Okay, I think the iOD mounted without a disk image, and that's what happened. There we go. All right. This is an Optiplex OW. Oh, this is a 50/50. What do you know? You turn it on, computer? I know literally the second I lean over to look at the LED is when it'll pop up the screen that says press F12, and then I'm not pressing F12, or I'll change fingers. Okay. It's off. I know it wasn't. And now we're going back to the other computer. What are we doing, computer? You're driving me crazy. Spies of Mud, thank you for the tier 1 sub there and for 45 months. It's something in there. Other hand is preoccupied. Why, computer? Okay, it's definitely doing something weird because the KVM's not switching. You know, BS Chap, it'd be a fun option to have the iOD be able to emulate a keyboard and like pre-configure it with the BIOS setup key so it can just sit there spamming it for you with a shortcut. That would be a really awesome feature for it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to turn it on and then I am going to yoink power. Ah, there we go. Now you're off. How do you like that? I know it's F12. It's 100% guaranteed to be F12. So now what it's going to do, so you can see the iOD turning on, and then it turns off. Because when you first plug in the computer, it turns on and then turns off for no good reason. I'm going to manually cycle the KVM. Like something weird happened.
Subscribe for 4 months. And says good evening.
Not freezing the interface also be a nice feature for the iOD. I'm not sure what you mean. If you mean when you like set a disk image to be auto-mounted, it will say disconnect. That I would agree with. There's no reason for that to happen. Other than that, I've had it be very reliable. Just nothing wrong with what the stuff is plugged in. I mean, literally right now, I don't even need, I like, just would like it to show anything. Is there a disk in this? There was a scanner driver in the other one. Why is it not working all of a sudden? Overweight, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 4 months. I appreciate that. What? Why? think my KVM might be messing with me. I'm not sure. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, does it stupid turn on? I'm going to unplug the iod. I don't think I could cause a problem, but just to rule it out. It's not a AMD. It doesn't need to do memory training. You just push the jumpers on the motherboard, and then it knows how much memory it's got, right? Besides, I definitely gave it enough time for that. It's only 16 gigs. Power light on the PSU on? Yes. The power light on the front is also on. The iod also turns on. It's almost like it just died. Ah, there we go. No BIOS visible at all. And then just boom, straight to booted. Okay, cool. I wonder if it's trying to use a different video device as the primary video device. I really hate KDE Wallet. I put a GPU in it. I removed a GPU from it. But it also has 3 ports on the motherboard for some stupid reason. So it could be using the HDMI port or the other display port. You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to spam F12. And then we'll try cycling through the other ports. Chloe, that sounds like the nicest thing ever. Well, that worked that time for some reason. Whatever. All right, here we go. Failed to open, EFI, boot, something. Okay, but it worked, so like, you know. All right. I've never installed Debian. This is where this gets interesting. We're just going to do graphical install and see what happens. Well, that's disappointing. Okay. Yep, I speak English. I am in that place, roughly. Yeah, it's evil English. Okay, detecting hardware. It says stuff in the part behind the camera. I literally cannot move the camera. Because if I disabled the webcam, there would be a hardware one underneath that I won't change because it's way more of a pain in the butt. I didn't think installing Debian was difficult. I've just never done this, and there's a real good chance I'm going to start switching all my computers to this in the future. So I was just curious to go through this. Your network is probably not using DHCP.
They've subscribed for 46 months.
Plug.
And says
I don't
finally
see no
a good
blinky.
Linux distro.
End of line.
Okay. Cable on the other end is it's plugged into the switch. Oh, wait, was it loose? Now it blinky. Okay, hold on. Alternatively, DHCP. Okay, but can I like have it try again? Go back. Configure network. Yes. Okay, there we go. OBS installer doesn't respect your OBS safe area? I don't have an OBS safe area. Normal people would probably like shrink the window. I don't care. A Paul guy I am. I mean, I'm streaming. Technically, I'm using OBS twice. Please enter the host name for this system. Disk Monster. Okay. Continue. Domain name. Dude, what is this? Windows 98? Work group. Like, lots of something to do. If you're setting up a home network, you can make something up, but make sure you use the same domain name on all your computers. Can I just leave it blank? Let's just leave it blank. Okay. Password. Root password. Root password. Password. Please enter the same root password again. Password. Allows me to do that. Enter full name, full real name of the user. Tech Tangents. As is now known thanks to Tom's Hardware. Select username. Cuckoo. Okay. Choose a password. 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 Okay. Time zone. Arizona. Dedicated time zone. They know what's up. There we go. What's East Indiana? Do they have, is there like a split down Indiana, or is there like a section that doesn't have a daylight savings time? All right. Continue. Configure the clock. Going over there and spinning. Let's see. Guided, use largest, use entire disk. Yeah, because I don't care. Whatever. Just do it. Just kill it. Whatever. Just Kubuntu. Okay, all files in new partition, separate. Let's do. You know what? All files in one partition. Whatever. I'm going to be plugging a SATA drive into it anyway for RIP output. Okay, let's see. Guided partitioning. Yep, those are sure things. Do whatever. I don't care. Write changes to disk. Sure, yeah, why not? Most of Indiana is eastern, parts near Illinois border on or central. Oh, okay. I don't remember what's wrong with East Indiana. That's hilarious. All right. No, Mr. the Cow. So my rule of distro hopping is don't. The only reason this isn't getting headless Ubuntu is that I'm really sick of snaps. Why not install Unix 4 now that's available? Because I don't own a PDP 11? No, I don't own a PDP 11. Let's see. Do you wish to scan media? Scan extra installation media? What? You're scanning your installation media, finds a label. Sure, you now have the option of scanning. Dude, how does it know what we're doing is scanning media? You're installing from a DVD image, even though it contains a large selection of packages. Some may be missing. You have a reasonably good internet connection. Use of a mirror suggested if you plan. Sure, why not? Okay, US. Sure. We don't have a proxy. Why I haven't been more active in Linux? Probably because audio people tend to use Macs more, and at least in the early era, and that just kind of entrenched the market. I will say this, you're new to Linux, you're probably looking at Jack D and thinking, oh my gosh, this is incredible, how wonderful this is, depending on whether or not you're having a similar experience to me. I'm just gonna burst the bubble right now. Jack D is awesome, not enough supports it to really be usable. I think the Linux real-time kernel also kind of, system may honestly supply developers to participate. Yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care. Real-time kernel's kind of like, now. So, no desktop environment. Yeah, I want an SSH server. We're going to run our own web server, and standard system utilities. Yep, that's it. Okay, go. Pipewire could be Jack compatible, but that doesn't mean that there are enough actual client applications to be worth it. That's the biggest problem. So for a while, I was using Ardour with Blender. Both support Jack transport locking, which seemed really awesome. But there were too many weird inconsistencies. And then the audio routing was just more work to maintain than it was worth. So. Well, I'm a cat. It's difficult to say that. I mean, I'm using complicated Pipewire routing on the stream PC right now because, so Spectral, I have a Firewire audio interface that I'm using, going back to Mac stuff, and it gives me multi-channel, high sample rate, blah, blah, blah. Installation complete, please choose continue to reboot, okay. But the problem is with it, for that audio interface, I have to use Pipewire to route the audio into something that's actually usable, which is just kind of annoying. So I have a Pipewire profile that I load every single time I start the computer to make it fully functional. I do need to recap the power supply for that DZAC at some point. Windows? No, the whole point is, why is Linux like this? First soldering job for a tire shop. Awesome. Well, that's cool. Thank you for the $5, Nate Pick. I appreciate that. I'm curious what the soldering job was for a tire shop, though. Was it just a generic electronics repair kind of thing? Also, I'm a cat. Thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 46 months. I appreciate that. The Bluetooth audio connection for the Deck Talk stopped working today. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to fix it because I've already fully power cycled everything. But yeah. Anyway, this is actually logged in. Or sitting here waiting for me to log in. There we go. Demessage. Oh, demessage. Sudo. Demessage. Sudo not found. Well, it looks like I get to do everything but everybody's favorite thing. Or I should have just signed into root to begin with. I don't know. Anyway, you can barely see some text. Or maybe I should actually scale this. Black magic. Let's just go ahead and there we go. And then I'll go over to this and then I'll disable that and then back to this. All right, here we go. Good luck reading it. It's not like I can make it bigger. Okay. You know what I could do, actually? Idea. This, and then there we go. And if there's anything to the right, just good luck. Because you're not going to be able to see it. This is probably better. Okay. Welcome to just absolutely raw Linux. All right. Oh, you know what? I guess I could just SSH into it now, couldn't I? That would probably be the smart play. Now that I think about it. Hold on, real quick. IPA. Boom. All right. It is 252. Okay. SSH. Probably root. I wonder if root is enabled. 192.168.1.252. Yes. And the password is... excuse me. Actually, really quick, let me just make sure this is re-enabled. Boom, for later, and then we'll just hide it. Okay, there we go. Now we'll just do this. And that'll make it easy to be lazy and do other things and zoom the text so it's like readable. Okay. Su root password. Boom. That works. That's fine. Okay. Okay, mkdir. Let's start setting up the PyDesk script. Mkdir git. Actually, what all do we have here? That's just a straight, I kind of like this. Okay. We probably need, you know what, just su root again. Apt update. Let's see what we get. Okay. Ignore CD-ROM. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Please apt CD-ROM to make the CD-ROM recognized by apt. That's kind of awesome. I've never done that before. I'm going to unplug it because I don't want it to actually use that, but that's kind of cool. Internet died hard. So that was frustrating. Some good news. Couldn't get fiber there before the office. So that'll be solved. And that is the less reliable internet connection of the two. So, oh well. All right. There we go. So, alrighty. Let's continue. Okay, so where I left off is it wants to install only from the CD. So I'm gonna have to remove the CD, I guess. So apt update. Okay, repository. Note updating. Yeah, how do I, you know, Vim, etc. Wait, Vim's probably not installed, is it? Okay, nano. Ugh, fine. Nano, etc. Apt. Sources. Okay. And then we just, and then exit, and then write to the thing. Apt update. There we go. All packages up to date. Okay. Apt install. You know what? I want more git vim. And, hey, there we go. Okay. Should have VI installed out of the box? Oh. Well, now I won't know. Anyway. 2 streams in one day? Yeah, for sure. All right. So now we can install this stuff. Vim, git. I was going to install ffmpeg. That's actually, no, ffmpeg is needed actually. ffmpeg, ffmpeg. Why is it not tab completing that? Okay. Let's see, what else do we need? 7-zip. I guess we can bring up the thing with the stuff. GitHub and PyDesk rip. Okay, I think this tells you what you need to install. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we need so much stuff. Holy moly. Python dev is Python. I don't even know what that is. Okay, let's do that. and then just paste, and then go. Unable to locate package DD Rescue 7Z. I think it's GDD Rescue for the install, right? GDD Rescue, and then lib disk ID -dev. I guess I got a typo. Okay, there we go. 800 megs. That's going to take a while to download. What's so big? libcuda, why? Oh, FFmpeg probably. Ugh, fine. NVIDIA, Tesla, driver. Dude, there isn't a single piece of NVIDIA hardware in this thing. Whatever. Oh, that was 241. Who wants to read things? Oh, just makes the sim link? I don't care. That sounds like a good idea. It's easy. It's software now. You don't need an NVIDIA card for it anymore. Oh, good job, Stream Elements. Really on the ball there. You know what'd be real funny is if somehow I have an X dependency in PyDiskRip and I didn't even realize it. Ugh. Guess I can unplug the cable for the CD robot. That one. Pull it through. All right. I'll plug the back end, but I'm not going to plug the other end in because I know that the USB hub tries to sap power and will partially power the disk drives, which leaves it in a really weird state. The other unit needs to be turned on first and then plugged in, but I don't want to turn it on yet. Okay. So that's good. Now we got pip3, right? That's a thing. Sudo, no. Apt install python 3 pip. Yes. Okay. VSChap, literally the entire computer is the VNVev. There's no reason to do that. Like, irrespective of how I feel about VNs, it's the whole thing. The whole reason we're doing this is hardware, like, dedicated to this. Ugh. Okay. We'll install the floppy one too, just why not? Okay. Now, pip 3 install. Boom. I thought for sure this was a Ubuntu thing. It's a Debian thing. Boo. It does token, and now break. System packages. Running pip as root can result in broken permission. Whatever. I don't. Wait, what? Yes, I know what I'm doing. Gosh. Root. User. Action. Or did it install them all? I don't know, whatever. Okay. Is that it? Are we done now? Let's see. Python 3 import serial. Okay, that'll work. All right. Ubuntu add user to group. Okay, dial out. Okay, you mean user mod not found? Debian add user to group. It's probably group add or something stupid like that. Yeah, but man, add user. One of these like makes a new user or something. User and add group adds users and groups to the system according to the command line options. So make sure that this isn't the one that tries to make a new user. There's a reason that we use user mod most of the time. Is it user creates a new user or update default new user information? Okay, so Majenko. What is this command like on Arch, comparatively? I'm trying to add a user to a group. On Arch, do they have the exact same stupidity of add user, user add, and user mod, or mod user, whatever it was? Yeah, we're going to try add user, user group here. VI setter group, that's what you do there? It's all util Linux? Okay. User mod doesn't exist. We just tried that. Apparently Debian doesn't believe in user mod. All right, and then add user is the opposite syntax. So add user is user and then group. That's, yeah, what do you mean command not found? Well, all right, screw it. Vim, etc. Okay, it looks like I'm already in those. What's the number? Is that I don't remember. The group equivalent to your UID. Oh, okay. Been a little while. If this was a multi-user system, would you have user 2 here or whatever? Is that how that would work? So this is the group, and then these are all of the users in the group. Sure, yes, okay. All right. All right, I think that was the only one I needed. All right, reboot. Shut down. Dash R. Power off. Just log out, log in again. That never works. Reboot as user. Reboot not found. Power off. Shut down. Dude, Debian sucks. Also, just for giggles, user mod does not exist as regular user. So, yeah, it's just missing a bunch of stuff. My path sucks. Echo path. So here we have user bin, we have local bin, we got just bin. Unless it's S bin, cause I guess it's probably an S bin. Yeah, all right, fair. Well, su root echo path. Oh, wait, why doesn't this have any of the S bin stuff by default? Su dash root? Why that? So now it has all the S bins. That's weird. That's stupid. Desiac, this is all server nerd nonsense, and I don't do that. So, there's the difference. Now user mod will work? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it would. Okay. Is Ubuntu not like that? So Ubuntu comes with sudo installed by default. Sudo is not in here at all. So I would normally do sudo su, which does that. Just log in as root. I tried. You can't SSH in as root. Anyway, reboot. Boom. Look at all that glorious root stuff. Sudo su is the best. Sudo su makes sense, unlike su dash. That does not make sense. That's stupid. Okay. CD git clone. One moment. Okay. Git. You know, getting real close to stopping using GitHub altogether. It's seeming not worth it for the limited amount of interaction that I do get through it. For how unbelievably annoying it is. Okay. No. I can continue to use Git, just not use GitHub. GitHub works, or Git is independent of GitHub. I already have git.techtangents.net. I can use that, but no one else can. That's the problem. I mean, you could clone my code, but you can't. Yeah, you can't make a issue or push or anything. All right. Let's do this cd mkdir bin and then ln -s home get pine disk rip and then goes to home Google bin boom. All right. Now, let's find out what it's like to mount a drive in this. I suspect it's going to be very manual, which is kind of the whole point. I'm going to want to make sure that my user has permission to do this. So let's figure out what group that's going to need to be. So I'm going to, let's do, yeah, this should not work. What do you mean fdisk command not found? Man, this really sucks. Mount dev sd b1 mkdir mnt. Let's just do that. This isn't going to work. Must be super user. Okay. ls-la dev sdb disk. Okay. Group has read write. Okay. Su dash root. Oh, yeah. Password. Okay, etc. Group. Disk. I should have thought about doing this. Reboot. Okay. Fdisk is available for a license plate. That's kind of awesome. Add it to fstab is user mountable? Maybe. I don't know. We might look into something like that. Because it should always show up as SDB. So that should be fairly consistent. Send yourself to all groups. All right. So now, oh, you still have to be root? No, we can't use one of the disk by things because it's always going to be different. All right, I'm going to look this up. Fstab user mountable. Come on, give me a whole line example. I don't want to read. I just want to see the one thing and then copy and paste. There we go. So they're saying this doesn't work, and then something else changed it to this, and it works. Okay, no exact auto. So user goes last. This is probably like don't really mount it, but like maybe eventually mount it. I think we can make this auto. So we'll do, let's say, su root. Okay. And then vim, etc. fstab. Okay. Why are there two CD? Oh, because I had the iod plugged in. Huh. Let's not have that. Okay. Let's see. Removable SSD. Okay. So dev SSDB1 blah. We're going to put this in MNT SSD just for giggles. MNT SSD. I'm going to set this to auto. I think that's a thing. Auto, hopefully. And then we're going to probably have to install exFAT utils. RW, no auto, exec, real-time user. Okay. Hopefully 2 is wait for user mount, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, then we got to make MNT SSD. Let's copy that. Ugh. What's with this going into visual mode, passing through GUI stuff? mkdir p. That's not what I wanted. Thank you very much. Okay, and then mnt ssd. Okay, and then chmod 777. Okay, what else? Apt install exfat. I thought there was a utils. Utils-ex. No? Is it just like native now? Maybe it doesn't need it at all. Let's just go with that. Okay. Exfat progs. Is that what I want? Is that different from Ubuntu? Because I don't remember that. Nobody knows what you want except me? That's true. Like, obviously, I don't want to install sudo. Okay. I think that would now mean mount mnt ssd. Long FS type, bad FS option, bad super block, missing code page. Rest tabs is modified. System still uses the old version. Ugh, fine. Why do you torment us by not installing sudo? For one, I think it's hilarious how much it makes you guys cringe when I just root. Two, this is how Debian wants it to be done, and if I'm going to switch to Debian, I would like to just do it the way that Debian wants. SMD, auto mount, USB flash drives, industrial control model without user intervention. Not sure if you can use any of that. So I do specifically want to manually mount the drive. I think that would be, I prefer that solution here. I would like it to manually mount to that path, though. Okay, so wrong FS type, bad option, bad super block. Does auto not work with exfat, or do I need to reboot? fstab auto exfat. I'm curious to try that. Mod probe exfat. Okay. No. Yeah, I don't want to specify the type. I mean, I could try that just to make sure that that's actually working. No. Must be super user to use mount. Reboot, whatever. Look at dmessage in a little bit, I guess. Oh, okay. You can list. Oh, you can put multiple there? Oh, that's probably fine. Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, I meant that. I know, Ben, I just didn't think about it. Okay. So we attempt mount. Mount goes get lost. Okay. And then we go sudo, not sudo. We go su hyphen root. And then dmessage. Okay. VFS can't find ext4 file. So it is trying to do ext4. It's not looking at what the file system type is and then making that determination. Can't find valid FAT files. So those are the only two file system types that exist. It's ext4 and FAT. All right. I guess we just add more options to scan. Ex FAT, ext4. It's never going to be NTFS, so I don't have to worry about that. VFAT, not super likely. Okay, let's try that. Daemon, reload, whatever nonsense. Okay. This is annoying. Invalid boot signature. Okay, now fdisk-l. Oh, why is it on 2? Oh, that's super annoying. I don't think there's a very elegant way to switch between like one or two. For the record, the reason I'm using exFAT, I usually end up formatting these SSDs in my cameras. So it's exFAT, and then I guess it puts it on SDB or on partition 2. So I mean, I'm going to add both to fstab, but you know, actually, is this valid? And then instead of mounting that, dev sdb2. Okay. All right. That'll work. We can do that. It's not my favorite solution, but that's fine. Yeah. Rewrite the partition table. I don't think you understand it, Ben. The files, like, there's so many of these drives that float around here. I need to be able to interchangeably use them between the cameras and this kind of situation. So they're almost always going to be formatted on my cameras. But there's a rare chance I might format them in a Linux machine. So I'm going to assume that they will be this structure all the time, but have the option to not have it be. So, all right. Now, we have the ability to access the drive. You can get to all the stuff. Let's turn on the auto publisher and then plug it in and see what happens. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Corners of metal are sharp. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess so, Helen Croft. Something like that. It is definitely designed for SSDs primarily. Well, exclusively. It's not like I could record to a hard drive. Although I theoretically bet I could record to a hard drive. But anyway, that's a different problem. What the issue you had was OneDrive was different from what you usually expect. No. Fix what you want it to be expect. This works too. Yeah, it's just, it's a weird setup, and I know it's my fault. Okay, I am curious, ls dev Just see in general what is there. So you have SR 1 through 3. Okay, eject. That's a user-facing option. Cool. Dev SR 1. Let me bring up the phone camera now. All right, and then I made that full screen because I was doing a different thing. All right, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's still not what I'm trying to do. Hold on. OBS is messing with me. This. No. Okay. Oh, hold on. We're doing this and then this. All right, so eject SR1. Perfect. All right. I don't like that it has discs in it, but whatever. Redneck Rampage. Are there discs in these two? No. Okay. Well, eject dash T SR2. We'll just validate that the order is correct here. Yep. Carmageddon 2. Did that get ripped? I don't remember. Oh, this is going to be so much more of a pain in the butt now. And 3. Okay. LS, temp. Carmageddon 2. Yeah. And Levels of the World. Really? We needed that? Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Levels of the World is over there. I'm going to move that out of this folder and assume that it finished it. Okay. Actually, let's just do this. LS, output. Okay, bin queue is there. Yeah, it got ripped. Okay. In that case, RM temp, not test drive, 4766 descent Levels of the World. Yeah, boom. Okay. All right. This isn't going to be in here. Oh. Tmux? No. Oh, okay. Su dash root apt install. I'm sure people would rather me use Tmux, but I don't want to learn how to use Tmux. Okay. Vim. Hold on. LS. Vim settings. APLS. Okay. Top is 1. Oh, not having my own color thing sucks. 1, 2, 3. Conveniently, which is also kind of the whole point here. 2, 3. All right. I think we're good to go. Disk rip. Actually, hold on. No, let's do this. Okay. Disk rip dash H, just remember this. What? Ugh. You don't install Python module wand? Okay, pip install. Wait a minute. Okay, wand was not part of that. You're telling me su dash is the same? That's handy enough. And the same number of characters as sudo. Okay. Pip 3 install dash break system packages wand. Okay. Does user work in place of? Everyone should be able to access that stuff. Oh, the executes aren't there. I don't know if that's important. I don't understand why. It's my own error detection. So I believe this will be in data flux. Oh, it might be check the image. No. It's under media flux or floppy. Man, GitHub sucks. Okay, so it's for the photos for the webcam. Also, that's what's going on. Let's double check that ImageMagick was actually installed. Was that part of this? It was not. Okay. All right, we figured it out. It's weird I had... Did I have wand? Here? Pip? No, no wand and no ImageMagick. That was a relatively new feature, so that probably is why it's not there. Okay. All right. Sudash apt install ImageMagick. Yup. Okay. Yeah, those try catches are supposed to be simple user facing. They're not supposed to dump a bunch of error information. Basically, Python generally crashes pretty terribly when you have a missing library, and trying to have a user debug that is a pain in the butt. So my goal was to not print any error messages and just say, hey, install this. But I didn't realize that Wand would die like that if you don't have ImageMagick installed as well. So now it should error in a different way. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, PyDescript, C, settings. Oh, because I moved out of the drive. CD, TSSD. Yeah, this is where I want to be. Okay. Descript, C, settings, -W. What? It probably would have pulled ImageMagick in for me, but it would have hurt my soul to use the system package manager to install a language-specific library. Oh, you're right. Not C dash F. Good catch. I was about to lose my mind. I have not done a good job standardizing on that stuff. What? Config file. Okay, but now why? Unless it just killed the config file. No. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. All right. Boom. Okay, there's the stuff. All right. I'm also trying to think ahead of, I mean, me screwing up the command line options is irrelevant, but for how I was setting up the mount stuff, I'm trying to think of how I'm going to use this going forward, where I will turn on the computer, turn on the Auto Publisher LS, and then I will be able to start this so that we can do everything remotely. But I want it to be as few things as possible. So, in theory, maybe I can have it auto mount the drive and then have it be plugged in before I turn on the computer. I'm not crazy about that. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst, but being able to just SSH in, mount one thing, and then start this is kind of the goal. All right. I'm also trying to think if there is any reason at all we couldn't just integrate the Grease Weasel into this and then just have drives permanently connected. Maybe. All right. Now, down here, we're going to try a thing that's going to be just a little tiny bit risky. Copy. Oh, this is going to suck. No, pause queue. Pause. Okay. Copy temp star to dot input. Go. Let's see what we get in the queue. Redneck Rampage, Carmageddon 2. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay. I was just hoping the order would be correct. This should, in theory, now work. So I'm going to let it go, and we'll see what happens. This is about to fail. Well, it just failed even earlier. We don't have no Linux Pi. Okay, so that's a first fail. The next fail will be lacking redumper. Okay. So... Okay, hold on. I can't log in there, but I can do this. Get. PyDisk rip. Git pull, just to make sure. Yeah, okay, let's edit the README. No Linux Pi. PY, Linux PY. Linux Pi is used as the UVC access. So there's a webcam right here on the robot, and it takes photos of the discs as it goes along. And that makes it so that I have the CD label shown, and it accesses that through the Linux Pi library, wand Linux Pi. And that was not installed. Also, ImageMagick. ImageMagick. I think that's how you spell it. Okay. Hardware safety switches on the drive trays. Disable the robot. For moving, that would be nice, but I don't anticipate it happening. Basically, you don't want... Well, the robot needs to be able to move down when a tray is open, but the robot should never move up when a tray is open. Well, that's not true either. It should never... I don't think there's a way of doing that, actually. Well, that's not true. We have a sensor that knows when the robot is at the top. We could try and read that, and then only open a drive if the robot is above there. We're not looking into that today, but that's an interesting idea. Okay. Git commit -am add missing deps. You know what would be cool? There's that Python system requirement thing where you can install dependencies through that. I think I'd looked into that at one point, and I didn't want to do that because it also required a bunch of system level dependencies, and then Debian Python, Debian is being stupid and making it impossible to install that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's try this again. All right, it sorts itself out. Pause this. And then go down here, run that same command, boom. This should all show up, perfect. And then release it, see what we get. I'll just leave this up for when we inevitably run into an error. All right, picture. We don't see the photo that it takes until it starts the rip, just due to how the metadata structure works. We can ls temp disk rip. That's not good. What are you doing there, robot? Okay. I don't like that. I feel like you're about to do naughty things. What's it doing with that disk drive up there? That worked completely normally. Does Debian not lock the drive or something in a particular way? So what on earth is it doing? Linux, you typically run this on the KDE that I'm accessing this from. Okay, it's not currently trying to write anything. It should be trying to run redumper and then dying. I don't remember how redumper gets called. Let's look that up. Yeah, so we just need to have it installed. Okay, we need to get up there and kill that before it thinks it's actually done something. Okay, let's do... I just realized I didn't actually add the bin folder in my home folder to the path. It just worked. Okay. Redumper. No. Releases. I will give... Well, I would have given... credit to GitHub for allowing you to just upload individual files, because I could have done a git, a curl or a wget on this, but then they put it in a zip. Why? Because it's just a single file. Like, it didn't need to be in that. Wait, what? That was weird. Oh, I just ran that. I did not want to run that, but whatever. Okay. SCP redumper 2192.168.1.252 bin. Might as well. Go. Password is password. Boom. Okay. So now redumper exists. Okay. Ugh. So in theory, this should be able to run. Let me put all the CDs back. I'll try this again. I'm also going to delete the output folders for these because it's supposed to check if the files exist, and then if they do exist, not overwrite them, which could be messing with stuff. I am putting these back here in the wrong order. Not on Linux, PJB. You could totally do that on Linux, so putting it in a zip isn't necessary. Plus, I don't know about you, Gmail hasn't allowed me to email someone a zip in a long time, so that's just as bad. Let's see, what was I gonna do? Delete the output folders. Okay. So, this is still cached. I can just grab this. Okay. I'm just going to grab the number. That's not what I want. One of these days I'll rebind the thing. Okay, I'm going to do it down here. So ls, yes, that. Okay. rm-r. Redneck Rampage, boom, okay, and then I'll grab Carmageddon 2. That's still not what I want. That, and then boom, kill that, and then not Carmageddon. It was, what was the next one I was working on? It was Carmageddon. What? Redneck. Oh, it was Carmageddon. Okay. Why did it not have a photo? There we go. All right. Fire scanner companies are nothing if not unforgiving of past issues. Yeah. Okay. Should now be possible for this to work. So let's see. If it were easier for me to just drop in one file, I would, but I'm lazy and I don't want to think, so I'm gonna not. So we're just gonna drop them all in there again and see what happens. And go! I'll just bring back the ls output for Redneck Rampage. And we'll just check that. All right. Finally managed to catch streams from your videos are awesome. Sorry everything are up. No problem at all. And hello and welcome. Glad you've been enjoying the videos. So what we are currently doing is I have been using that CD robot with the computer that you're currently seeing the capture of. So this is just my normal workstation here at my office. And that is so weird. It opens those two at once. I don't understand that. Anyway, I wonder if maybe I screwed up the config file and they're set to the same. Yeah, we're gonna abort here and double check the config file. Please stop doing things, robot. Anyway, I was using this with the GUI Linux, and it was being a pain in the butt. Unlike now, where it's absolutely flawless. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is going on? Why are you being like this, robot? Ah! Oh. I think I might know what's going on. Well, let's just look at this really quick, see if redumper is working, and then have an existential crisis about a problem. No, that's not. Why? Why? That's weird. Okay. Okay. So what I suspect the problem is the controller handler for the Auto Publisher LS. How does this work for Zepin active? Oh gosh, I really wish that I hadn't been working on this months ago. Oh no. Okay, so what it's supposed to do is it writes a file saying something to the effect of, I'm busy doing a thing, don't try and do anything. Is it in the CD controller? But I think what's happening is headless Debian not interfering with the drives is causing both of these to fire at once. Yeah, I don't know what he did with that CD, because I don't see any files on the drive. That was weird. Okay, so is it RIP? Okay, get output. No. None of that. Is it the generic controller handler? Controller match. Load hold. It's not that. Photo drive. No. Let me look through this more. Oh, it's so much file. Okay. That's the test. That doesn't matter. Okay. Drive 3, drive 2, drive 1. That's the calibration test routine. Let's clear that. we don't have to touch anything. It does create the file. So if I go back to the temp folder here, temp disk rip, okay? So we have the APLS folder there. So under this, it's got instance here. So cat this. So this is the previous data. So it's loading from bin 2, which is this one. It's unloading from bin 1, or unloading to bin 1 back there. It counts the number of disks that it has moved, or I think it does in theory. It doesn't actually matter, so it doesn't use that. Drive open, though. It's supposed to keep track of. So it thought it only opened this drive, which is a little spooky. And it said it was active. The arm was doing something. The active part here is supposed to prevent anything else from trying to use the robot. And what I think is happening is this is getting set to false. And then at the exact same time, 2 instances, because this runs multi-threaded using processing, I think 2 instances read that and see that it's free at the exact same time. I don't think it's a Debian thing. I think my butt has been getting saved by KDE trying to read the disks with the stupid stuff, and it's adding a random delay that I didn't know existed. So Debian being just raw in this setup has protected me from this. Or no, has exposed this flaw. Yeah, so this is it. PCMac is literally what I'm doing, is a lock file. So as much as this sucks, well, open the file for write when reading. The whole point is that it's used as a database across multiple processes. So that doesn't work because it's not supposed to lock the file. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to increase this beyond 1 second, and I'm going to add a random offset. Which will work like 99.99% of the time. So Python random number. I really don't like the Python docs. They're genuinely terrible. All right, well, okay, we're gonna pin this. I'm gonna come back to it. We'll do more of this tomorrow because we're clearly not done. Yep. So we'll just add a random offset. I'm gonna make it a minimum of, let's say 5 seconds, and then I will have a range of 5 additional seconds, and I'm going to have it pick milliseconds in between that. So that'll be the idea. But yeah, I don't want to get into this right now. So, all right. What does pressing the power button look like? That's perfect. It just shuts off. Ideal. Okay. I'm just going to leave all of this. Boo. That did not go how I anticipated. All right, it is end of stream time. Oh, it smells all funky in here from that robot. All right, well, that worked out-ish, but yeah, we got more work to do. All right, tomorrow, maybe before stream, maybe not. We will be fixing that. I might do it before stream. I don't know. So the idea, this is still sending video. The screen's off. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, I'm going to do the random number offset with milliseconds, and that way it's high level of granularity, but yeah. I do also want to do some other work, so I might do that during stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, we'll continue this tomorrow. We're doing more CD ripping. We'll see how it goes. So, yep, that's it for now. If you guys enjoyed this stream, it's going to be a direct continuation of it tomorrow, 20 hours from now, so you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I will see you next time. I don't have, it's difficult for me to get to. That's not, what are you doing? Stop doing things, OBS. Stop it. Oh, I just made it all worse. Well, I just lost the sources dialogue, so that's cool. All right, no printer today, I guess. As the OBS window just disappeared like it likes to do. It's all right then. Bye.